Good day, everyone. I hope you're feeling well today. So let's dive in to our second music lesson for the school year. And the topic is all about Afro-Latin American and popular music. In this topic, we'll be knowing the history of Afro-Latin American, what are the characteristics of Afro-Latin American music, what is African music, what is the African rhythm called Maracatu, what are the other vocal forms of African music, and take note of this famous song, KULE. First, let's talk about the history of Afro-Latin American music. And this kind of music can be traced during the European colonization and slave trade, and around the year of 1550 to 1880 in the country called Africa. So what is colonization? Colonization is a type of war whereas when one other country surrenders, that country will be given to the one who conquered or defeated it. And also, slave trade is the most common things at that time, where one person or the other person be sold to the other person. The compromise country or the regions that belong to the America are these three regions, namely Caribbean island, Mexico, and lastly South Americas. And the usual language of these regions are Spanish and Portuguese. Going to the fourth slide, their music is identified by their rhythms, which they adapted from the elements of Moorish music. Moorish music is a vibrant blend of different types of music and also uses any type of instrument. On the next slide, you will be knowing what are the instrument or common instrument used by Moorish music. One of the example and the most common instrument that the Moorish musicians use is the talking drums. It is called talking drums because it is somewhat can imitate the human voice relaying current and timeless message, which are their history, struggle, and revolting. Characteristics of Afro-Latin American music. First is conversation. The other name is call and response. It is performance of voice interaction as an answer to the first chant. Second is improvisation, non-scripted ways of singing which allow for sincere conversation. Third is the voice as an instrument. It is the manipulation of freely controlled piece where they can change the tone of the voice. Lastly is the instrument as a voice. The instruments serve as a singer along with the performer. African music has 100 of different languages. Examples are Portuguese and Spanish. And the most common music that African music uses is the call and response. This slide talks about their famous ceremony, which is the Maracatu. It is the celebration of the coronation of black kings in year 1674 in the place called Recife. It focuses on the vocal forms of African music. The most common vocal forms are blues, soul, spiritual, and call and response. And the description of these vocal forms can be readable by our eyes and easy to understand. The most common song of the African music is the KULE. At your group chat, I will be sending the example of this song, so don't worry. Next topic of the music lesson is the Latin American and jazz music. Latin American music has also rhythms and styles that is influenced by the United States and other countries in Europe. And Latin music has four musical elements such as musical styles, cultural background, language, and geography. And all of us knew are the two languages, which is the Portuguese and Spanish. The 13th slide to 20th slide are all instruments, and the description of the instruments are also in the slide itself. So in every slide, you take note of the instruments and the description. I will no longer discuss the description below because it is on the slide already. Every slide, I will be giving you a 1 minute before I will be proceeding to the other instrument. So let's start. First is bombo. And this is the picture of the bombo instruments. Next is the CHAJCHAS. And this is the picture of CHAJCHAS instrument. Next is the ZAMPONAS. And this is the picture of the instrument. Next is the charango. And this is the picture of this instrument. Next instrument is the QUENA. And this is the picture of the QUENA instrument. Next is the cajon. And this is the instrument called cajon. Next is the maracas. And this is the picture of the maracas instrument. Next is the claves. And this is the picture of the claves instrument. In this slide, it talks about the vocal and dance form of Latin America. Please search the videos of these dances. First is the cumbia. The most common instrument is accordions, guitar, and percussions. Next is the dance called tango. This dance focuses in the expressions of dancer, and also this dance must be lively and performed in traditional or modern style. Next is the cha-cha. This is a type of ballroom dance with a fast basic pattern of 3 steps with a shuffle. Next is the bossa nova dance. This is a style of music that was derived from samba, which is an original Brazilian music. Next is the paso doble. It is Spain's traditional couple dance, and this dance also is one of the famous in Spain. Number 6. Reggae. This is a Jamaican form of music and dance with strong, accented, and supplementary beats. Next is rumba. This is a kind of song and a dance which originated from Cuba. Next is foxtrot. It is a ballroom dance of 2 quick slow steps and 2 quick steps. Jazz music. This type of music started in the early 20th century with syncopated beats, improvised sounds, and irregular and forceful rhythmic pattern. Most common used instruments are woodwind instruments, piano, and brass instruments. Type of jazz music. First is ragtime. Second, big band. Third, bebop. And lastly, jazz rock. So let's talk about first is the ragtime. Ragtime is a popular American music in 1890 until 1915. Take note of the year. Next is the big band. It is the most popular music trends by African Americans in the United States of America, is the so-called big band. Please take note of these 2 biggest names in the bebop music, namely Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker. because they are the ones who introduced this kind of genre in the year 1940s. Jazz rock is sometimes called jazz fusion. Why? It is called because it is a combination of all the jazz music. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening on our discussion, and for your attendance, take a picture of your clock at your house or any devices and send it to our group chat. And that will serve as your attendance for today. And also, it is an assurance that you listened to my video record lesson. And if you have any concerns or queries, do not hesitate me to message at my messenger account, and also contact me at my cell phone number 0927 792 6725. Again, 0927 792 6725. Good day, and thank you for listening.